Hola! This lesson is going to be on how to show possession and to use possessive adjectives. So what are possessive adjectives? You use possessive adjectives to tell what belongs to someone or to show a relationship. In English, the possessive adjectives are my, your, his, her, its, our, and their. So what are the possessive adjectives in Spanish? Here we have a conjugation chart. Not that you're going to conjugate the possessive adjectives, but this is just to keep your thoughts organized as to which possessive adjective describes which subject. So for my, you're going to say me. Now you'll notice that there is in parentheses an S for everyone. That is because sometimes you will need to make the possessive adjective singular, sometimes you will have to make it plural. So it just depends on your usage. So me or mis is my, tú, tus, your, and that is the singular informal way you would refer to your. So informally you're talking to somebody and you know them well. Su and sus has actually 4 meanings for one word, which really is going to make your life easier because all of these meanings are different meanings but the same word. So you only have to memorize one word. So su and sus, his or her, or your, and that is the singular formal your, so it would be the usted equivalent. Now over here you have su and sus, their or your, as in ustedes, you all. So that's how you would refer to those two. So the singular and the plural versions are actually the same. Now, if you look at the nosotros and nosotras forms, for possessive adjectives, they have turned into nuestro, nuestra, or nuestros, nuestras. All of those mean our. And then for your plural, this would be the equivalent of vosotros. This is the plural you all that you use in Spain. So vuestro, vuestra, vuestros, vuestras. Now these two right here, nuestro, nuestra, vuestro, vuestra, are the only two you are going to need to make sure you agree as far as masculine or feminine, and in addition to singular plural. Okay, so again they are mi, tú, su, nuestro, nuestra, vuestro, vuestra, su, su. Or of course you'd have your plural versions, mis, tus, sus, nuestros, vuestros. Now some things you have to keep in mind when using possessive adjectives. First of all, it has to agree in number and in gender. Some ejemplos of this would be, for example, saying my camera. You would say mi cámara. You make me agree with camera being singular. Now, if we wanted to say my cameras, we would say mis cámaras, making it agree plural. Or our grandfather, nuestro abuelo, making it agree with abuelo. Or our grandparents would be nuestros abuelos. Now, of course, depending on context, that could also mean our grandfathers. But you just have to go on context there. So, nuestros abuelos. Or our grandma or grandmother, nuestra abuela. So again, you have to be very careful to make sure you're making the possessive adjective agree with the thing that is being possessed or showing a relationship. Some other things to remember would be that the possessive adjective always agrees with the item being possessed, the noun, and not the subject pronoun. This is what can be tricky for some people, but you get the hang of it when you continue to practice it and you use it more and more. I have my pencils. So we would say tengo mis lápices. Okay, even though you are singular, you're still going to make the word my, plural, to describe the pencils. Okay, so whatever follows the possessive adjective is what you're going to make it agree with. Okay, let's try another example. She has our gift. Ella tiene nuestro regalo. Notice how nuestro is agreeing with regalo. There are two ways to show possession in Spanish. The first way is what you've already seen, possessive adjectives. So using mi, tu, su, nuestro. You're going to use this when it's already understood who the subject is. His, her, your, their. We don't need clarification with who it is because the subject's already known. But if it's not clear and you need more clarification and you said, oh, es su libro, and your response is, ¿de quién? Whose book? Well then, you're going to need to clarify. In this way of showing possession, we have actually already learned. But as a reminder, to be more specific, you are going to use the construction de plus a noun or a pronoun. So to answer the question of ¿de quién? ¿Su libro? ¿De quién? Whose book is that? Oh, ¿de quién es el libro? Es el libro de María. Or you could ask, ¿de quién son las flores? If you said, oh, sus flores. Whose flowers? Son las flores de Isabel. So, make sure if you don't need to be specific, then you can go ahead and use possessive adjectives. However, if people need to know who you're talking about, for more clarification, you would use the second way. You would use de. ¿Recuerdas esta? Do you remember this? Remember that the apostrophe S construction does not exist in Spanish, so you are not going to use it. Even though we already learned this, I would like to remind you that you are not going to use apostrophe S to show possession. It doesn't exist in Spanish. So if we wanted to say Juan's party, we are not going to say Juan's fiesta, because the apostrophe S doesn't exist. It doesn't make any sense. Instead, we're going to replace the apostrophe S with the word de, literally ending up saying the party of Juan, la fiesta de Juan. So never use apostrophe S when trying to show possession in Spanish. Doesn't exist, so use de. Also, the word de has multiple uses. It's used to show possession, but it's also used to modify nouns. And I don't want you to get confused with the nouns modifying nouns lesson and the possession lesson. So just to review, a chocolate cookie, we learned that you do not say chocolate galleta or galleta chocolate. No es correcto. Instead, you're going to end up saying the cookie of chocolate, la galleta de chocolate, and that is correcto. So make sure you remember that as well and know the difference between having a noun modify a noun using de and the possession use of de. Here are algunos ejemplos con mis gatitos. Twix le gustan los dulces. Entonces, son los dots de Tim, mi esposo. He likes to lick dots, if you know what those are, those candies. Estos son mis gatos. These are my cats. Notice mis gatos is agreeing here. Twerp le gusta tomar mi agua. Y no sé por qué. She likes to drink my water. I don't know why, but every time I have my cup of water on the table or anywhere, she likes to drink it. She thinks that es nuestra agua. Twerp cree que es nuestra agua. She believes it is our water. Pero no, qué asco. No es nuestra agua, es mi agua. And you can see here she really likes to drink water. Twix, es tu ratón favorito. If I was talking to Twix, I would say, es tu ratón favorito. It is your favorite mouse. And this is his favorite. Y es su comida. It's her food. Pero, no. Espera. La comida de quién? Whose food is that? Because certainly I don't feed my cat ice cream. No, I do not. I know. Es la comida de señora Hirschman. Es mi helado. No es el helado de Twerp. Lo siento. Es mi helado. Cats don't eat ice cream. Although Twerp thinks that it should be allowed. No. Aquí está tu comida, Twerpita. Aquí. That is your food. Aquí está tu comida. Ay, sí. Es mucha comida. En verdad, she really does not have all of that food. To say it's your party es vuestra fiesta, but that would be plural. So notice that vuestra is agreeing with fiesta. Son sus mantas. They are their blankets, the cat's blankets. Las mantas de quién? If you weren't sure whose blankets I'm talking about, son las mantas de Twixie Twerp. Estos son tus juguetes. If I was talking to Twerp, I would tell her that. Estos son tus juguetes. These are your toys. Notice tus juguetes agreeing plural. Y son nuestros gatitos loquitos. These are our crazy cats. Los gatitos de quién? If you were unsure, you could say los gatitos de quién? Oh, son los gatitos de señor y señora Hirschman. Okay, ahora vamos a practicar. So on your paper, I would like you to translate these phrases, these sentences, using the correct possessive adjective, or as you go through these, you'll notice they will get a little bit more challenging. So 13 and 14 are harder than the other ones, but that's on purpose, just to see if you can incorporate all of the concepts that were in this lesson. Okay, ahora pause y práctica. Okay, now let's check your answers. Número uno, your brother would be tu hermano. You could have also said su hermano if you were trying to be respectful and use the usted form, so either tu hermano, su hermano, I didn't specify there. Número dos, his sister, su hermana. Our piñatas, nuestras piñatas. Make sure you made it agree feminine and plural. Your gift, and this was meant to be formal and singular, so this I did specify, would be the usted, su regalo. My candies, mis dulces, making it agree plural. Her aunt, su tía. Their siblings, sus hermanos, agreeing plural. Your dog in Spain, talking about you all. So this would be the vosotros form. So vuestro perro. Their cake, su pastel. Our parents, nuestros padres, making it agree plural. Paco's brother, el hermano de Paco. Hopefully you did not say Paco's hermano. That is not right. El hermano de Paco. Juanito's sister, la hermana de Juanito. Edwin's soccer game. Now this one was a little more challenging because you had to have a noun modify a noun and then use the possessive de. So el partido de fútbol is the game of soccer, because soccer game, that's how you say it. And then de Edwin is the possession. El partido de fútbol de Edwin. And Carmenita's birthday party. La fiesta de cumpleaños de Carmenita. So literally you had to end up saying the party of the birthday of Carmenita. Birthday party is that, said that way, so you had to have the noun modify the noun, the party of birthday, and then the possession de Carmenita. Okay, y es todo. And as always, bring your questions to class and we can discuss them further there. Hasta la próxima.